All right. So I don't know. These are just some people that are interested to hear what we have to say. Okay. This is Mason. Mason, how old are you?
10.
10. So we are going to chat a little bit about CBD and anxious feelings, a little bit of OCD, and then just as a mother navigating, um, motherhood and 3 boys. When I posted that I didn't have help or yeah, was parenting quite a bit by myself, my DMs blew up. So needless to say, nobody's alone when it comes to parenting. Everybody has their own challenges, and we're all just learning how to be parents right alongside, right as we do it. So, all right. So I'm
Hey,
gonna,
Lisa,
yeah.
before you guys get going, it's Heidi. I'm having just a little bit of a hard time hearing you.
How about
So
now?
maybe just if you guys could speak a little bit closer into the microphone, it would just be easier for people to hear.
Totally. How's this, Heidi?
So much better.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. So Mason, he, and you just correct me if I'm wrong or if there's a different story, but I would say, so he's 10, he'll be 11 November, and he has probably had some anxious feelings, and he senses energy, he reads energy, he draws energy. So I'll explain it kind of differently because he doesn't associate really to the boxes of what we would call anxiety or OCD. So when he feels like this or like tight or those types of feelings, I would say that's been happening since he was little, but got really intense probably the last year and a half. And does that feel about right? Last year, right. And so some of the things that we have been working on is breathing, or actually, how about I ask you, what would you say, like when you get into those moments? And there's really there's one big thing, and I'm gonna say it, and he gets to practice hearing it. But there's one big thing, and it's throw up. It's good practice when we say it for him to hear it. So that's his big thing. And so Mason, when you feel like those feelings, what are some things that help you to calm down, to move through it?
I use my breathing exercises. I like to talk through it. I like to
Yeah, we do talk through it, and a lot of times he'll have some tears, and that's helping to just release and to move through. But we started introducing these nano jellies, which is CBD, and it's broad spectrum. So broad spectrum has no THC, and this company is very clean. It's all organic, so it's safe, in my opinion, to give my children. So we started out by doing a quarter of a jelly, and then we went to half of a jelly, and I muscle test him, and he's good taking a half, and sometimes he's good taking a full. So you want to tell us a little bit about what you love about these?
I love that these give me energy and they make me calm and they don't taste bad.
Don't taste bad. And so I actually cut a lot of them in half and I put them back in. So it's easy for them to get. So this is the nano jelly. And there's also a tincture. So if you didn't want to do this, because there's a little bit of sugar in here, You could always do the broad spectrum. He has not done it yet because he loves these. And actually all three of my boys gravitate towards these. And so I let them intuitively, let their body lead them. And they've not come for this one yet. So, which is fine. And again, broad spectrum, no THC. All right. Anything else you think I'm missing?
No,
No.
I mean the sleeping ones.
Oh, the sleeping ones. What do you want to say about the sleeping ones? I don't have them with me because they've gone through them all. But the sleeping ones are a big hit in our family.
They help me. They like calm me down when I'm in bed, and they don't have any. They have sugar on them. No.
Just a tiny bit. And so the coating actually is on there to keep them from sticking. You're so good at this, from sticking. He's doing great, huh? From sticking together. And so you can always rinse them, or you can always wash it off if you don't like it, but they're fine with it. And so the sleeping ones, they love. And I will also give them half of a sleeping or a full one, depending, and I'll muscle test them to see what they want, or what their body needs. But yeah, those are two of his favorite. Anything else I'm missing? I'm glad you did so good. I totally forgot about the sleeping.
I haven't had any.
What do you mean muscle test? Muscle test. So I do it differently, but basically he stands up, he puts his arm out, he holds this in the other hand, and then I push down. It's not working because he's not standing up, but like I would push down and it would stay. It's like, oh yeah, his body wants this. And if it went all the way down, it would be too weak. It would not want it. So that's kind of how I gauge some things for the boys. And so for me, I do, yeah, you're welcome. So this is the new full spectrum jelly. And then there's also a full spectrum tincture. And these have 0.3% THC in them. So I'll do like a tincture in the morning, and then I'll do this at night, or you could do this in the morning and this at night. You could do this tincture in the morning, this at night, or swap. I have found that it's really about seeing what works best for you and then adjusting. So a lot of times it's dosage. It's either too much, too little, and just kind of experimenting. Yeah, so there's two flavors. Actually, I'm glad you did that because that reminded me. So this is the raspberry one, raspberry citrus. I love this one. And then there's a limoncello one, which actually is sitting on my husband's bedside, and this sits on my bedside. And so and there's so many products, but those are the ones that we'll just focus on for this call, because we could go on and on forever. But yes, you may.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, please.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, jump in.
Mason, did you want to say something?
Wait, say that again.
Hi, everyone. Oh, I just want to see. Did Mason want to say something else?
No.
No.
No. First of all, Mason, I am so impressed with you. You are so self-aware. I totally get why you and Harrison like each other so much, because you remind me of him. I know you're older, but I just really love you sharing. I love you sharing. And I'm so happy that these jellies are helping you feel calm and energized. And I just want to tell any other moms that are on here that I give the jellies to my almost 9-year-old son. And sometimes I give it to my 5-year-old daughter. She doesn't really need it. But my 9-year-old son that Mason knows, his name is Harrison, he says, Mom, these make me feel like my calm self and my mature self is coming out. And so I think he feels similarly. And I want to let any other moms know that I don't muscle test my kids. And I love that Lisa does. And I also don't think that you have to. So I just really just kind of go with whatever I'm feeling. Typically, Harrison will take a half, but if he's feeling a lot of emotion and having a moment, I have no problem popping a full gummy right in his mouth. Like, no problem. Here, buddy, take this right now. And typically within about 10 minutes, he is feeling more calm. And then Harrison doesn't like the sleep jellies, but Grace loves them. So again, the kids kind of like know what they need. She doesn't ask for a daytime jelly. She asks for the sleep gummies, the sleep jellies, and Harrison doesn't. So I give Grace, who's 5, about a half of a sleep jelly, about 5 days a week. And then my nephew, who's also 5, oh my gosh, my sister is like, this has changed my life. He's got a ton of energy and very in his mind. And she's giving him a full sleep jelly during the day and then a half or a full during the night. So all of these products that we're talking about, the sleep jellies and the nano jellies, are totally broad spectrum. So they are safe for kids. There is no THC in this. For anyone, THC is what's in the marijuana plant that has the psychoactive effects. But even with that, just like the full spectrum jellies that Lisa's talking about, that I love, you don't feel anything. You're not going to feel like you would if you took other gummies, if you know what we're saying. It's just a little bit, and actually the full spectrum gummies for us mamas they're so healthy and good, because they have what's called an entourage effect that opens up all these other cannabinoids. So I just wanted to keep it really simple. Full spectrum jellies for mamas, for most mamas, broad spectrum jellies for kids, sleep jellies for everyone. I take also the broad spectrum jellies during the day. And I just wanted to like keep it so simple.
Yeah, thanks, Hattie.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely don't have to muscle test. That's just something that I incorporate just for a few times, sometimes just to check in with their bodies. And then I will just add that you treat it like a supplement. So even though you can feel these jellies within about 15 minutes or so, he does these daily, especially in the beginning, and then he kind of weaned off. And then when some anxiety came back with some sports, we brought it back to daily. And we've actually just we'll make sure that we take it before practice or a game, instead of when he wakes up in the morning, which was kind of what we were doing, and that has seemed to help quite a bit. And then for the jellies for me, so I've tested it when I've been on and when I've been off, and it's just this really beautiful balance. Like, you don't hit these lows, and that was a big reason why I started taking them, is because I would hit these lows, and I needed to just try to regulate a little bit. And being at home with 3 boys, I have all the tools, I have all the breathing, I have all the meditation, I have all the practices, but when you're in it, you're in it. And this just really brings this really subtle and beautiful balance. And it feels good in my body. I'm very, very sensitive. And I actually have felt better on these than I did when I was taking this, which is kind of interesting. Our bodies need something different. Okay, what is the difference between the sleep jellies and melatonin? Oh, yeah, great question. So I don't know if I can answer this fully, but from my understanding is You have to be very careful with taking too much melatonin because it deregulates your like it kind of tells your body to not produce it. I think that's what it is. And so there's no melatonin in the sleep jellies. So a lot of people are switching from melatonin to these sleep jellies for their kids or for themselves. I hope that makes sense. Do you have anything more on melatonin?
I mean, unfortunately, I don't like know the science behind it other than the fact that I was taking it and I knew that I shouldn't have been taking it.
Yeah.
Like I knew that I didn't want to be taking it, but I needed to take it. And then for also my kids, you know, my pediatrician at one point said, yeah, a little bit of melatonin, you know, here and there is fine. And so I would give it to them, you know, here and there. And sometimes I would give it to them 2 or 3 days a week. And I was like, I don't want to be doing this, but they're really having trouble settling down.
Yeah.
And quieting their minds at night. And so I am so grateful. Like I am beyond grateful, especially for my kids.
Yeah.
But for me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have not given the kids one melatonin gummy. This is so just we all naturally produce cannabinoids in our body. And unlike melatonin, that if you take it, it actually stops the production. The way that CBD works in your system is that it's healing it from the inside out, and it's acting as a supplement for it to supplement where you're depleted. So like taking vitamin C or a multivitamin or vitamin D. We actually want it in our system to promote balance. So I have zero questions about giving my kids the sleep jellies. The sleep jellies have CBN, which is the strain of cannabinoid that promotes relaxation. I think even more, and it works even stronger when you are using CBD and then CBN together.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a great question. Elizabeth said, I love CBD and I know it doesn't have THC, but I always thought CBN had a little THC in it, which no, but this gets me to my next point is this is a very unregulated market. So not all CBD is created equal. And that's why you want to, if you're going to use CBD, you want to make sure that it is USDA organic, certified organic, like hands down, because it's an absorption plant and it will absorb anything in its environment. So in order to be clean, you want it to be 100% organic. And then we also do they have third-party testing. So they make sure mold, toxins, everything in the environment. And it's all done in North Carolina. All nothing is handled outside of North Carolina. So
that could be true. Like that could be true for another product that CBN has, you know, and I could even saying a CBD company saying it doesn't all CBD have trace amounts of THC.
Yeah.
Our broad spectrum has 0 THC. Our CBN has 0 THC. The only products in our line that have trace amounts of CBD, that have trace amounts of THC are the full spectrum jellies and the full spectrum tincture. And that's it.
Full spectrum.
Which we recommend. We love them for adults.
Yeah, great question. Great, really great. Okay, so feel free to add any more questions that come through. I'm just going to add the different ways that you could purchase, because it does get a little bit confusing when you get to the website and you're like, what does all this mean? So there's retail, which is full price. It says PC, which is preferred customer. And that means that you're getting an auto ship of that product every month and you get it at discount. And then like after 2 months, you get free shipping. There's lots of beautiful perks to it. And you can pause it. You can adjust it. So if you don't want it every month, it could be every other month. And then you can join as an advocate, which is actually how I joined, not even thinking that this would be a thing, not even knowing what was ahead. It was just this idea that I could get a bunch of products at once at a nice discount because you can get up to 60% off. And then you have a link. So if I liked the product, then I would be able to share the link out with friends, family, whoever, just for fun, like if it was a good product. And I'm now, my future self is very thankful that I ended up joining that way. And so there's 3 different packages when you become an advocate that you can select. They just changed the packages and they're putting all of our favorite products in them. And then you pay $10 or $9.99 a month to hold your advocate title link, and there's zero pressure, and you can cancel that at any time too. So those are the 3 ways that you can purchase and try product. Okay, any other questions, or do you have anything else? He is our future advocate. How much do you love Green Compass? Yeah, he loves it so much. I will find him Googling, looking at YouTube videos of Green Compass. It's so sweet. Okay. Did you ever get diagnosed with ADD? No, we didn't take him to go get diagnosed, but I will tell you that he leans more on the OCD side, and anxiousness. I don't see so much of the ADD, maybe a tiny bit, but not.
And
Yeah.
Beth, and just for the recording, her question was,
Oh yeah.
you know, does he have an ADHD, label or diagnosis? I think it's important to say that the testimonials rolling in our company about kids getting off of ADHD medication is so heartwarming. I mean, even Mason, while you were talking, I started crying. I'm just oh my God, this is so it's so good. It's so good. And so, kids obviously over time and titrating and not going cold turkey by any means, but kids are getting, adults are getting off of medications. Kids are getting off medications. There's this testimonial that says, Mom, my brain feels like it got a seatbelt. Even my nephew, again, who's 5, said, Mom, he told my sister, Mom, I feel like my mind just stopped going and I can actually sleep. My mind stopped going. And it's just incredible. So I just want to speak to that specifically with the ADHD.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah. And I agree. I've seen really beautiful testimonials as well when it comes to kids and ADD and ADHD and adults. Really just helping. So that's the other thing, is that CBD works with the endocannabinoid system, and it's a very important system in our bodies, and it goes in and it starts to turn lights on that have been off. And so it's going to work differently for everybody, which is why somebody like him can have certain symptoms, and I can have different ones, and it can work still beautifully for both of us. So yeah, great question. Any other questions?
This is great.
Yeah. Hi, Melissa. Another beautiful angel. She lives in Santa Barbara. You don't know her yet.
I'm gonna go, you guys. Sending my love. Big hug.
Bye, Heidi. Thanks so much.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. There's so much here. Yeah, you're so welcome. Just reading these. Cool, huh? Feel free to, if you have any questions or want to jump on a call, I'm more than happy to talk through any of this, really. So yeah, feel free to reach out. I'm here to help. You're a rock star, me. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yeah, so proud. Stepping a little bit out of his comfort zone to do this morning, but he was so excited. um, so yeah, thank you all for being here, and I'm excited to see you on this journey, however it aligns. All right, thank you so much. Bye.